Meet me in the 360. In the 360. Meet me 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 in the 360. We're still making our way into the center of town, and I've not been able to find any promising puddles to show you some puddle photography. I guess we'll have to walk all the way to the Prato Della Valle. Thankfully, there's another cafe there. Because I think I need another cappuccino. Cappuccinos are not really allowed to be drank after breakfast. You're supposed to have just an espresso after breakfast. Cappuccinos are only for breakfast. I like to break the rules. So I found this little alleyway that I think has a perfect puddle. It's not the exact type of environment that I was looking for, but as a way to illustrate the way that I go about doing puddle photography, at least we're a little bit off the beaten track, not as much distraction, to show you how I go about doing this. I don't know, as we're talking right now, how successful we'll be, but of course if we don't try we won't know, right? So I'm going to put the camera down, sort of show you how I set up this type of photography. I need my camera, of course, or my iPhone 7S in this case. I need a selfie stick. I'll explain why I need the selfie stick here in just a moment. I open up my camera app. There we go. So I take my camera that I have now and I get positioned. This helps me get set up, and I try to get as close as possible so the puddle is reflected. It's always cool if someone walks in the front of it. It gives you sort of the background and the foreground. I don't worry about the iPhone 7 or 7S getting wet because it's fairly waterproof. And this is sort of a rough example of what we got with this little shot. It's actually really easy. You just need to find an opportunity. A good puddle also works with video, right? Come on, someone walk by. I guess that could be me. That's how I get some interesting shots. At least I'm learning to. One thing about being creative and using all these new wonderful tools of technology that we have is to not be afraid. You just need to try things, and you never know what you're going to get. But the bottom line is whatever you get is good. Well, it's not always good, but you get the point. You have to try, you have to think of the equipment that you have in different ways, and you have to remember, you know, don't get too close. Oh, I gotta do some beard dye. In this case, I want more of a wide angle shot, so I had to stretch my arm out a little bit more because I want you to get a feeling of the environment that's around me. You know, it's endless. You're trying to, in this case, I'm trying to achieve some things that will share with you, you know, what I see every day. And I forget sometimes that what I'm seeing every day is something that you're not seeing, and vice versa. If you would share photos or videos of where you live, it opens the door up for other people to see things that they would never have the opportunity to see. So I've always liked that mural. You forget that all of us, me, you, the Aborigines in Australia, we live in unique, fascinating environments that through this age of technology we get to share in a way that has never been seen before. Okay, so the highlight of my morning would be to get to the San Antonio Church, into the little courtyard area, and discover some puddle. For me, that makes for an exciting morning. What can I say? Okay, I know that I'm in shadow, but right there is a statue built or created by Donatello, and it's in front of the courtyard here at the San Antonio Church. So I thought that I would turn on my trusty Theta stick, my 360. I don't know, we'll try something a little bit creative with this. I don't know what we'll get. I'm discovering that the video quality, there it is. Okay, let's take a photo, why not? The video quality of the Theta is just so-so, at least the screen image. It might be the Wi-Fi connection, and maybe the actual photo will be better. Oh, that's kind of a neat angle. We'll try some video with the Theta.
Meet me in the 360. In the 360. Meet me 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 in the 360.
Okay, so I'm allowing the Theta to download all the images it's been taking and video to my iPhone. So I thought that we would use this time constructively, and I would recite a poem. Okay, I'm not going to do that, but as you know, or if you don't know, if you go to this link right up here, you can see all of the poems that I'm starting to record. It's sort of a new project for me. I'm calling it the YouTube Poet, and it's a way for me to rediscover a lot of the poetry that I've written in the past with photography and share it in to me, an exciting new way, with some music, with some images, and of course me on camera. So I'm hoping that you get a chance to go to this link and check out some of my poetry, and I hope that you enjoy it. We're now reaching the end of the street, and we're coming into the Prato Della Valle, one of the most beautiful places here in Padua, if not the most beautiful place, and home to many of my favorite photographs that I've taken here in this city. So let's cross the street to the pedestrian area so we don't have to worry about cars, just bikes. Every Saturday, this is a marketplace. There's a few fruit stalls, vegetable stalls that are always open in the morning hours. This is actually one of the largest open squares in all of Europe. It's a circle actually, or an oval, but it is only beaten in size by the Red Square in Moscow. A fun fact that I didn't know. In fact, I didn't even know that this place existed until I moved here. I'm trying to look for puddles. Puddles. Any puddles? Okay, here's some puddles. And the statues in the background. I don't know if this will work. They may not be close enough to the statues, but you actually only need really a drop of water. In fact, sometimes, if you remember, you can just take your water bottle, but anyway, you could just pour a few drops of water onto the pavement, and it's enough to do puddle photography. So here's a puddle, there's a statue, bikes going by. We're gonna give this a try. This is puddle video photography, and we just want some bikes to go by. There we go. This is going to be perfect. He's taking his time, and with the iPhone too, you can take photos as you're doing photography. Photography is about patience. Any art form is about patience. It's about just getting involved in the moment and really focusing. You don't have
you have to stop worrying about the stain that you're probably putting on your new jeans on the knee. It's just marks of art, right? Marks of art. I hope that I got enough footage to show you. Believe it or not, this is my job.
Meet me in the 360. Meet me in the 360. Meet me in the 360.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
This is an expert coffee maker.
Look like.
He looks like an expert coffee maker.
Nice to meet you.
Hello. Say hello to your YouTube audience.
Hello, too.
It's funny that all the Italians that I know that speak English don't know how to speak English when I have a camera on them. Thanks for coming with me this morning on a little tour of Padua and trying out our brand new toys. The Ricoh Theta, of course the iPhone 7s, selfie stick that you don't use for selfies, man purse, but don't tell anyone in the United States that I carry one. Oh, excuse me, I guess we're back. Okay, so I'm deciding that for this demonstration, I think I'm gonna try it right here. We got the statues here in the foreground. We have the church in the background. You might not be able to see it very well because of the overcast condition here. We can't get the right lighting, but let's darken this up a little bit so the background becomes a little bit darker. So we're gonna give this a try. I'm going to, that's kind of interesting. Red pants. Whoops, this way. Okay, so we're gonna try to do this together. This is all unedited. Well, it's unedited right now. I might edit. And I'm going to go ahead and put this down.
Meet me in the 360. 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 Meet me in the 360.
This poem is called Gummy Bears. I always was pretty certain of the road I needed to take. Laid out before me, it couldn't be mistaken. If I stumbled, like I just did. This poem is called Gummy Bears. I always was pretty certain of the road I needed to take. Laid out before me, it couldn't be mistaken. If I stumbled, even handrails were available. So why is it I sit tonight and don't know where to go? I'm surrounded by my plunder, shelves of books, yet they yield me nothing, and some are even too heavy to hold. I'm frayed today. Perhaps as fever has left me, it's reduced me to ashes. You know that useless feeling, too sick to care, well enough to feel the boredom of staring at the ceiling. YouTube videos causing headaches. Nothing appetizing except gummy bears stuck to a lemon ice bar. Why not? And even that, in its imagining, well, the luster is wearing off. I know as I heal, I'll be okay. The yawning boredom is a blip. I'll see the road again as a promise to justify new super cool tennis shoes. But right now, I look at this picture and in the distance is a figure. Right now, tonight, I can't catch up. Maybe the beauty of the moment is the way the shadow stretches. Or maybe it's the bars of my prison. I don't know. I'm conflicted. I reach into the bag. I bite off one and then another. Gummy bear heads. They are bloodless. I guess I should appreciate the little things as I then bite off their tiny little legs. Tomorrow will be better, I'm sure, though. I'll avoid the afternoon on this stretch of road, and the shadows with their padlocked lines I'll also avoid. Sometimes I think it's okay to walk another way. I gulp down bellies till I'm full.